Greetings. How are you, goddesses?
Dream.
I am here to talk about the astrology for the week.
Keep on
But
dreaming.
first, we're going to dream. I love this music. I found it from Jay of Liberate, the Liberate app. And he has a new one called Ceremony.
Dream.
Alrighty, we're going to go on ahead and get started. I love this music though. I have to find the music so I can turn it down. Hello, everybody.
Keep on dreaming.
Excuse me. I am Tyra, your goddess guru, your sister friend, and I love helping women align with their life purpose
Dream.
using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. And I want to talk a little bit about the astrology for this week. Today is December the 8th, so we'll go about a week out and see what is going on with this astrology. How are you all doing? It's good to be here, sharing the wisdom, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, I've been trying to get myself back on center. I just have felt so off center. But yeah, astrology does help to ground me. So I'll look at the astrology and then I will look at, or I'll do a reading. I've already pulled the cards. So we'll see what it says. Oh, I'll show you because I'm going to drop a link. And if you want to check out Jay's music, you can. It's here, but just look in the description box. You'll see a link to go check it out. You can go on and listen to it. Okay, so yeah, interesting week. Interesting week. First of all, Venus is going invisible. If you didn't hear me talk about that in the monthly video, make sure you check that out. But whenever a planet goes invisible, essentially it's sort of like retrograde, but it's even more quiet. We lack access to its energy and the process becomes more internal. So all of the Venusian topics such as money, self-worth, self-value, relationships, those will be analyzed and reflected upon within us. That's what happens with the retrograde and with an invisible planet. And essentially, an invisible planet has gotten close to the sun. And so you can't see it in the sky. The light of the sun is blocking it out. And what will happen is on the other side, the planet will be reborn. And so I just want y'all to be prepared for this. I want y'all to understand if relationship topics feel challenging. It sort of seems like relationship topics are a little bit present for people right now, to be honest with you. But maybe what we're going to do is go within and look at ourselves to see what is going on with relationships or with money. What is going on with our self-worth and our self-value? But we're looking at it instead of saying there's something on the outside impacting us. We are going to look at ourselves within. Venus will be invisible um, for at least a few weeks. I can't remember how long, but just know things may feel slow. They may feel off. If you are a Taurus or a Libra, you may feel off even more. It could be sun, moon, or ascendant because your planet is invisible. And so we just don't have access to Venus like we typically do. And the Tauruses and the Libras may feel like you need to move a little bit more slowly. You may feel a little bit more introverted. So everyone will feel this, okay? But the Tauruses and the Libras may feel it a little bit more. Also today, we had a meeting between Mars and Saturn, and it's a meeting that I would describe as one where they come together and they fuss at one another. Mars is trying to get Saturn to take some action. And Saturn is trying to get Mars to slow down just a little bit. Mars, why are you in a rush? We have a plan. Are you following the plan? Are you even on the plan? Are you doing something else? Did you get something new started? Mars. And so there could be a little bit of a clash that has happened for people today, a little bit of a bumping up of heads. Another thing is it could be, uh, like a reality check. And it's a reality check that leads you to taking some action. And let's see here. Mars is creating the reality check to go into action. And then, um, yeah, maybe the plan is there, but you're not following the plan. And Saturn is like, hey, let's follow the plan. But at Mars and Saturn connecting like this, you could potentially have gotten a lot done. Something just happened and you just kicked in the gear. And so you're getting a lot done. We won't, that wanes on Tuesday. So maybe we'll feel it through Wednesday, actually. But just know if you feel like you're bumping up against somebody, this could be a little bit of like we're arguing, someone's trying to boss me around and tell me what to do, and I'm not going to do it. I know something else. It came back to me. Maybe there's something that you need to be courageous about. And yeah, maybe it's like be courageous to face this reality. So, but it is good for getting things done, getting it started, getting it going, and you can see it all the way through to the end. So maybe we'll feel that through Wednesday. We also have Neptune moving direct on Wednesday. And so all this week, Neptune's energy will be very strong. Now, you all know I'm already telling you this is a time for us to make sure that we don't fall for scams and people trying to get over on us. You may be cloudy, it may be foggy, and that's what Neptune brings. Neptune wants us to have a trust in the divine, in what by whatever name you call it. I call it the Great Mother. Have this trust, and I don't because I don't want us to be falling for people who take advantage of us. I'm cautious to use blind faith, but it's just what it is. Neptune is like, hey, you got to have some blind faith. So you got to have faith. And I want you to open yourself up to a blessing or a miracle happening because Neptune is associated with miracles. So, and blessings. So open yourself up to that. Um, it's something about water. I've noticed there's a lot of rain here actually right now. Maybe something is happening with you and water. And so just don't be surprised if that is what is coming up. Now, on the 10th, we also have Mercury interacting with Uranus. And the way they are interacting is I want you to imagine there's two boxers and they get in the ring. And so now, we're opposing one another. It's like a little bit of a boxing match going on. And Mercury definitely is a little bit smaller than Uranus, but it's faster. Uranus is erratic. So there could be Mercury has to do with something could be moving fast. I will say that. Something is moving fast, but it's unexpected. Mercury's communication. So something with the communication could be a little bit off. Now we will be feeling this the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th and of December. And so um, just know that also technology can be a little bit off. Mercury has to do with travel. Uranus is travel also, but with the way they're interacting, something could throw off your travel plans. Something can make technology go haywire. The news cycle may be pretty wild during this time, and maybe it's sort of like conflicting stories that we're hearing, something like that. Um, yeah, the first part of this week I see is a little bit challenging. It could feel a little difficult. Um, so take some deep breaths. I've been doing a mindfulness practice series in my goddess community, and I don't post the link to get into it publicly because I don't want just anybody coming into my community. If you're on my email list, then that's the best way to find out how to get into the community. Maybe I'll set up a page somewhere on my website. But I have been very blessed thus far to feel like the community is quiet and we don't have people in there like spamming people or whatever. But anywho, I invite you to join. But I did a mindfulness practice in there. And one of the things that I've been talking about is the importance of how are you going to settle your nervous system? Because this can create like some challenges to the nervous system this week. So, what I've been telling the sisters is to take 3 mindful breaths. And when you take those breaths, inhale through the nose, pause and exhale. And as you inhale and exhale, pay attention to what sensations are you feeling in your body? How is the air feeling coming in and holding it and exhaling it? And then you want to do 2 more of those. Okay. And that will help to calm the nervous system. So that's a very simple practice, but the mind could be a little bit frenetic, that kind of thing. So really and truly, y'all take care of yourself. Take care. If you're feeling anxious, you want to get yourself calmed down. So then we go into Thursday the 11th, and Mercury is trining Neptune. So Mercury is in Scorpio, and it's just about to go into Sagittarius when it trines Neptune. So you could get some revelation, but it's like a wrap up, some insight. It could be something karmic, like a repayment, or somebody, maybe you're feeling down and you get this message from somebody. It's like, wow, spirit knew I needed to hear this positive word right now. um it could be something around travel also, maybe. um yeah, maybe you're traveling somewhere and you have a really good experience. It's like something that is once in a lifetime. And yeah, Mercury is the mind. And so starting maybe on Wednesday, but definitely on Thursday and Friday, we can begin to feel like there's a healing balm for our mind. Maybe we're getting some messages, some spiritual messages. We're really hearing something, or some of you could be really channeling some spiritual messages. It could be a healing that is being channeled to you um, in some way. So I love that. I love that. Oh, also, maybe you've been looking for some creative s- insight, and that happens for you. It's like it comes to you. Something very creative can come to you. Um, so that we will feel the 10th, the 11th, the 12th easily. And then on the 11th, Mercury goes into Sagittarius. So this is our second time experiencing Mercury in Sagittarius this year. Mercury is still retracing its retrograde steps. So we could be revisiting a topic. Maybe you started working on long term goals. Totally forgot about it as Mercury went deeper into its retrograde. And now you're like, okay, whew, I feel like I've had a reset. I feel like I needed to purge, release some things. Now I can get back to this long-term planning. Um, it's hope and optimism Scorpio is not hope and optimism. Scorpio is like, we're in the dark and we're looking at all the ugliness and the hurt and the pain and the wounding, and we're looking for healing for it. Maybe we're going to do a reading around it. We're going to do some divination, some initiation, but baby, we got to get you healed up. Then we get Mercury in, also Mercury in Scorpio. It's like all my psych problems, all my mental health issues, it's like it's coming up. Then we get into, and we've done the work. We get into Sagittarius, and it's like, I see the world in a new way. I forgive. I feel so much more optimistic and hopeful. That is Sagittarius. It's truly that rebirth after being in the darkness of Scorpio. And it can make us feel so hopeful. Um, it is about travel. So some of us maybe there was a trip you were supposed to make, you didn't make it, now you're gonna make the trip. It wants you to expand, it wants you to see the bigger picture, and, like, negative Nancy could have come out while Mercury was in Scorpio, but we will not be having that with negative Nan in Sag. Mm-mm. It's all the way Pollyanna, all the way. But we need that, we need that. Yeah, Sagittarius is very intellectual. It's about learning. So, we'll be wanting to expand our minds, learn something new, teach. Maybe some people are going to teach something, come up with some ideas around what you can teach, that kind of thing. So, that's lovely. So then right as Mercury goes into Sagittarius and it starts connecting with Pluto. So, we've already had Mercury connect with Neptune, and it's bringing this healing and channeling and um, creativity, that kind of thing. And then we'll feel this empowerment. And it's like Pluto is energy. It could help to create some mental clarity because Pluto is in an air sign. So, interestingly, I'm going to show you all this. Mm, Pull this out real quickly. I actually pulled the clarity card um, from the Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. So, let's just look at that really quickly. Because I do believe this is a week where you can get clarity. So this card is it says the Wind Maiden is here to give you clarity of mind to see through the illusion, to make the right decisions to achieve your objective, and let your mind be focused like an arrow that hits the mark of your intent. Move forward toward your goals with the new vision, which is Sagittarius, and clarity that the Maiden of Wind brings. And I'll just add this in here also because I pulled two wind cards. So this one is intention. And I just think that she goes with y'all, I don't know why my nails have been dirty. I hate this. Oh, I can pause it. I'm not It's a pet peeve. It's something about the what I'm putting on my hair and how it's interacting with my scalp, and I scratch my head. And I'm like, "Why? I can wash my hair and everything." But anywho, I can't stand dirty nails. So this is the card that has to do with intention. And interestingly enough, this is Mercury in Aquarius. And so Pluto's in Aquarius interacting with Mercury. So that's the connection. And essentially, let me just read a little bit. It says, the magnificent wind goddess of intention brings what she desires into her world with ease. Her clarity of focus of intent come naturally as she is internally connected to spirit. She navigates the deepest levels of mind through meditation, introspection, and dream time to identify what her being requires and then calls it to her. So that's something I want you all to think about doing this week, maybe the whole month. Meditation, introspection, and going into your dream time and connecting with what's there. What is your soul, your inner goddess, your Ori um, calling you to? Her mind holds the intent of her soul's desire so that Source, the Great Mother, has a clear picture of what to deliver. You must know your dreams and desires, interestingly, and let them fuel your intentions that you honestly communicate with the heavens and they sing back in response. The very power of your intention lights the path from your being to the creative force by which your dreams may manifest and come home to you. So there is something about setting intentions. And I'll be honest with you all, I really am struggling to set intentions because I'm just in a period of uncertainty. But if you do feel you can set intentions right now, then, it's working in your favor. I can set some small ones though. I really can. And so I'm just going to go on ahead and do this card because it mentioned desire. So, it's like get in touch with your desires and your desire. And when you're in touch with your desire, it helps you to set your intentions. And so it says, this sensuous woman knows her desires and how to bring them to her. Her full emotions are in concert with the changes of the moon, comfortable in her being with the ebb and flow of life. I sort of like this one for that Venus being invisible. Yeah. It is important for us to be able to flow with the ebbs or go with the ebbs and the flow. Life is not meant to be in the flow. We're in the imbalance. We'll be in balance with that, right? So we do need to be good with the ebb and the flow. She encourages you to trust your desire to receive the pearl of wisdom that is hidden there. This is the time to draw to you what you truly desire, to own your power, which is Pluto, and receive your ultimate fulfillment. Know that your heart's longing is yours for the asking, and that the intensity of your desire will bring it to you. And I always have a little bit of a caveat with that because um intensity of desire, we don't want to have like desperate type of energy, okay? We're always in this energy of almost to the point where it's like I can think about what I want and it's so real in my mind that it almost feels like I already have it versus, "Oh, I just gotta make this happen." Like, this has to happen. It must happen. Um, so we wanna just be cautious in that regard, okay? So we got the reading connected already to the astrology. I'll have one more reading for you all before we end. Okay, so then on the 14th, we have Mars square Neptune. Now that's rough. That is rough. And that's because Mars is getting ready to go into Capricorn. Um, that 14th might be a rough day. I mean, I just have to be honest with you all. I'm not looking forward to that. Um, but yeah, so Mars square Neptune could be a very scammy, someone trying to get over you kind of day. Um, it may be a day where people don't have a lot of energy. And, it's like you kind of come in gung ho, but it's like, ah, no, I just want to rest. So taking time to rest and relax. And um, I think with that one, we still can get some type of a message, a higher message. Maybe a blessing comes through, but it feels rough. It's like a blessing in disguise can come through. And something can really be increased during that time because Mars is in Sagittarius and Neptune is in Pisces, and Neptune is very big energy. So something can kind of maybe it's like don't overdo anything. Try do your best to not overdo anything. I'll say this because it popped in my mind. I never think things like this, so just in case somebody needs it. It's like that day, be careful taking any type of, pharmaceuticals, any type of drugs, alcohol, those kinds of things. You may wanna just chill out, maybe starting the 13th through the 14th, just chill out on those, okay? Um, yeah, it could be a rough day. But then the very next day, Mars goes on the 15th, Mars goes into Capricorn, and I really love that so much because Mars is what is called exalted in Capricorn, and so it will bring sort of like what I talked about up here with Mars square Saturn. Mars being in Capricorn, it's like Energizer Bunny type of energy. You can be focused, you have this plan, you can get a lot done. Um, yeah, it's the best. Mars performs the best in Capricorn. And it's kind of nice that it's there as we get ready to move into Capricorn season because that's a new season. And I just think it can help us to. I like using Capricorn season to do this. Let me explain it this way. I may not be taking a lot of action on what I'm doing, but I am doing a lot of planning. I'm slowing my life down so that I can plan and look into the future and, kind of map some things out. So I love that. Capricorn is a very cold season. So I'm hoping Mars will bring some heat to it. Let's see here. Yeah, that's what I'll say. What is this? Oh. Um, so yeah. And then we have the Sun square Saturn. So that one is very similar to the Mars energy because we have this fiery planet squaring old Saturn, who is like, slow down. Why are we rushing? Don't rush. But I find Sun square Saturn, it can give you energy to get quite a bit done. But it's just like Mars square Saturn. You could find yourself bumping up against somebody challenging you if you're the person who is in charge. Um, it is a little bit of scammy energy, so maybe there's gonna be a lack of clarity that maybe creates something that's a little bit off. This lack of clarity is going to be here at the very least until the sun goes into Capricorn. So could be something around lack of clarity. I will say both of them are they're in those signs that is makes things bigger, but maybe with it being Saturn it's trying to bring whatever is, like, out of control into control. Now, the sun will give you a lot of ingenious ideas, um, but, maybe there's gonna be lack of confidence, and Saturn is like, "Hey, you should be confident. I shouldn't be able to rock your confidence." So, maybe people will be dealing with confidence issues at that time, but the goal is to not let it shake you, okay? Yeah. That the best advice I have for that is use it to help you to get some things done. Okay, so let's look at our last card. I actually haven't pulled this one, so let me just do that here and now. This is the African Goddess Rising deck, and let's see who is speaking. Oh, okay. We have Aunt Nancy. Aunt Nancy was like, "You know what, Tyra? I'm tired of you invoking my name like that. So here we go." God. Imma leave negative Nan alone. Aunt Nancy done come and got me, y'all. Okay. So maybe some people are dealing with betrayal. I told y'all we got some spammy energy, but yes. So this one is Anansi, connected to Anansi, Kwaku Anansi, the Akan trickster god, and sacred clown snuck into our global folk tales, while Gullah Geechee children heard tales of Aunt Nancy, the tricky Spider Woman. Um, Abiola is from Guyanese. She says, "My Guyanese parent or Guyana, my Guyanese parents entertained us with Nancy stories about a witty teen spider." So the shadow guidance is who really betrayed you. Betrayals from others mirrors you betraying yourself. She came out with boxing gloves. Okay. Have you betrayed yourself in some way? Maybe that's what we're looking at this week. Betrayal is a web that disrupts everything you thought you knew. Use discernment in your relationships. Betrayal makes it difficult to trust, but without trust, your relationships are a lie. Trust that no matter what happens and no matter how long it takes, you will survive and thrive. So here's the real question: how have you betrayed or abandoned yourself? Whew, I got to pull another card. Yeah, I'm not going to leave you like that. And it's interesting because the goddess declaration is I am willing to know the truth. Remember, I told you that might come up this week. Actually, with that Sun square Saturn, we'll feel that the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. That might be another time where it's like, hey, we got to face the truth. Okay. Okay, Aunt Nancy. She was like, I'll be here. I will be here. Okay, let's see here. Mawulisa. Mawulisa. Oh, this one has to do with cosmic power. So maybe if we're looking at how we betrayed ourselves, it'll help us to step into our cosmic power. All righty. Interestingly, this one has two deities, a male and a female. Mawu is the female, Lisa is the male. Mercury is a little bit like this energy. It says, this is from Benin. Mawu Lisa is the force of mother, father, goddess. Mawu is the moon, the divine feminine. Lisa is the sun, the divine masculine. They came together during a fawn eclipse to create cosmic power. So the guidance is this: you're in the right place. Release the fear of your power. You are sacred. You are magic. Now that you know this, you can no longer pretend not to. And maybe some of this magic that we're tapping into is connecting to our intentions and our desires. Okay. Rise up into your magnificence. Love and accept yourself fully to unlock everything you seek. Stop pretending to be less than you are. Your real power has nothing to do with external gains. Cosmic power cannot be destroyed or lost. You were created by the same force that birthed the sun and the moon. Ooh, that made me feel warm on the inside. In the goddess declaration, my power shines forth from within. Let that power shine forth from within this week, goddess. I'm Tyra Omilada, your goddess guru, your sister friend. I hope with all my heart that you have received something that has given you something to work with today. I appreciate you being here. As always, I ask that you give me a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel, share this reading with somebody who could really benefit from it. I will definitely be back around to share more wisdom with you all. Thank you again so much. And I'll give you a little bit of music as we take it up out of here. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. All right. And the song says, dream. I want you to dream. Okay. Dream.
Keep on dreaming.
Keep on dreaming.
Dream.
Oh, and remember, I'll put the link for this music in the description box once I post this. Okay, so just look in the description box.
Keep on dreaming.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna keep dreaming.
dream, dream.
Hey. All right, queens. Y'all have a good one, okay?
Keep on dreaming.
Keep on dreaming.
Dream. 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 Keep on dreaming. Dream. 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 Keep on dreaming.